Hello everyone, welcome to the first in a new series of short sessions, Tech in 3, where we aim to answer your common technology questions in 3 minutes. So the first question that we want to tackle is, how does a business VoIP system work? And specifically, how is a business VoIP call actually made? So what we're going to look at is a business with 2 sites, different locations. So colleague A originates his phone call here, and he can originate his phone call on any device. Now with a traditional phone system, the data behind your voice is carried over an analog line. With business VoIP, it's carried over a data connection, critically through a router and onto a managed connection. And that managed connection can be any type of data connection. It can be ADSL, business broadband to you and I, fibre to the cabinet, or Ethernet. So your voice is carried along this managed data connection and into the cloud. The cloud, to you and I, is essentially a huge data storage facility that holds data of all different shapes, sizes. Your voice is carried into it, and it recognises that it's got to push it out onto another managed data connection. And it does that. It goes along the connection through the router to your colleague at the second site. Okay. The key point to remember here is that that call is on net, which to you and I means it's free of charge. So how do you make a business VoIP call to a colleague that might be working remotely or is based in the field, for example? Well, it's essentially the same process, just with one very, very slight modification. So you originate your call over here. The voice is carried over the managed data connection into the cloud. The cloud recognises that you're contacting a colleague that isn't at your second site over here, and pushes the data out onto the public internet, like this. And it pushes the data out to the device that your colleague's using. Now, because you're contacting a colleague that works for the same business as you, 9 times out of 10 that colleague is going to be using the same VoIP platform that you are. And again, because it's on the same VoIP platform, that call is on net, free of charge to you and I. Okay? So the final question that we want to tackle is, how do you make a call to a customer, supplier that may not be on the VoIP platform, or maybe on a different VoIP platform to the one that you use? Very, very simple. Call comes along the managed data connection into the cloud. The cloud then pushes that data out onto the PSTN, essentially the local telephone exchange. And from there, the call is carried to the device. If it's another company using VoIP, it goes that way. If it's a supplier or customer that may not use VoIP, it just goes through a standard telephone line to here. That isn't on net, it is therefore off net, and is therefore chargeable with standard call rates. So I hope that's helped you understand a little bit more about business VoIP. I hope you can join us again next time for another Tech in 3 session.